Welcome to Child Development 155. This is our administration and supervision course for early childhood education. This is one of two classes that is in support of you maybe applying for and obtaining your site supervisor permit. It's also for people who are wanting to perhaps take a little bit of a different track in early childhood education, or just looking to learn more about administration and management and supervision of other people within our early childhood education field. I am in this video. This is just a welcome video to the class. Less content, more structure. So in this video, I'm going to take you through what it looks like on Canvas, because this is a asynchronous class, which means that you do not have to be on Canvas at any specific day and time. So we're never going to meet at like a Tuesday at 6. You are expected to be online weekly. We have a weekly structure. And we are doing assignments that have points every single week, and they're always due on Mondays. So for example, the first week is an introduction. The next week will be where you need to introduce yourself and do a mission statement, which is due in 1 week. And then on week 2, we'll learn about theories of supervision. You'll do a assignment on communication skills for supervisors, and that will be due the week after that. So if you are not on every week, you are missing assignments and you're missing those points. So this is not synchronous. We do not have to show up and be online learning together at the same time, but you are expected every week to be online in some capacity, and there are graded assignments that are always due on Mondays for 10 weeks. I'm going to take you through the class today, though. And I'm going to start at the very top, which is the first module, which you've already found if you're watching this video. The first module is a welcome. That is our text. We don't have a textbook, sorry. We are going to just have readings throughout the week. It is going to be the syllabus, this video, how to contact me, and any other information that you might need for the semester. The next part of that module is my office hour schedule. I'm meeting every other Tuesday on Zoom from 11 to 12. So the Zoom link and exactly what Tuesdays those are is right here on this office schedule. So you can see all of the days that I will be available. This is the Zoom link for every single one, and this is the meeting and the passcode. If these times do not work well for you, please email me with a few days and times in which you would like to meet on Zoom, and I will send you a Zoom invite. I'm more than happy to meet at different times. Give me some times that work for you, and I will either choose one or counter with a different time, and we can meet one-on-one on Zoom. When you click on the office hours Zoom schedule, it will take you to a waiting room. If I'm with a student already, it might be a few minutes until I'm done meeting one-on-one with them. Then I'll click on you and you will be brought from the Zoom virtual waiting room into our Zoom meeting, and we will talk one-on-one. If I'm not with anybody, then I'll bring you out of the waiting room right away and we'll have a chat. But it is an hour. I'm on Zoom the entire time. You can drop in at any time within that hour to ask me any questions, get support. We can talk about jobs, enrollments, issues you might have at your own workplace, permits, next steps, things like that as well. So I'm going to come back to this welcome section in a minute. I just want to get through some of the course structure and how it looks on Canvas first. So your Canvas page will always look like this. I'm not going to be doing any changing throughout. On the left hand is a lot of links for you. Mostly though, your work will just proceed like this. Each week I'll open another module. So next week I'll open week 2. The week after that, I'll open week 3, which will be on reflective supervision. You'll have some kind of like video lecture or some kind of page. That's what this icon says. In this page I'll talk about that week's learning. I'll have some kind of video or videos for you. You'll have some kind of assignment as well. Often throughout the semester, you might have a discussion board or two. We don't have tons of discussion boards. They are not graded in this class. They're professional spaces for people to kind of talk about professional things that might be an issue with them. Last semester, we talked about the food program a little bit. I asked you things that you might want to learn about in this class. So they're throughout, they're not graded, but there are opportunities for people who are in the same space, early childhood education and child development, to kind of have an opportunity to share with each other. For the most part, each week, though, is some kind of like learning from me in a page form with links and videos and resources, and then some kind of weekly assignment, which is worth 2 points and is due 1 week from that day. So for an example, this week, all you're doing is introducing yourself to the group, and then you are doing your personal leadership mission statement, which is due in 1 week and it's worth 10 points. Then the next week, I'll give you more about theories of management and supervision. You'll have some work to do on communication skills, which you can see is due the week after that. So it's really important that you set up a time that's best for you to be on Canvas to do your work. It does not have to be Monday through Friday. It's a time when, because you have obligations and a life outside of this class, when you can asynchronously get to this class. It's good to have a routine and a time and things like that as well. A best practice for this class as well is to check out whatever that week's 10-point assignment is, and ask questions earlier in the week. So you don't have to do it on a Monday, but if you checked it on a Monday, okay, great, I understand that. And then when you have time, maybe on the weekends or at night, go ahead and work at your own pace during that time. I am a human being. I am not a bot running this class. So if you got stuck at Thursday night at midnight, you could send me an email and I would get back to you on a Friday. If you're working on a Saturday or Sunday night, I do not check my emails then. I wouldn't know that you were having a hard time until we came back on Monday. So a best practice for you, if you're going to be working not during a Monday through Friday 9 to 5, is to take a look at that assignment and ask any questions, or just make sure that you understand it before you go into the weekend where you wouldn't get face-to-face support from me. I do check my emails Monday through Friday a few times a day, 8 to 4, 8 to 5. So I am available, but I am just not available on weekends and at night because I am a human being and not a bot. On this section as well is where you can find your group project, which is a separate video, where you can check your grades to make sure you're doing well. We also have some great resources over here. Ask a librarian. We're not going to have we won't have any research papers in this class, but if you wanted to do an additional little bit of research, if you needed help from disability, if you wanted to connect with tutoring or anything like that, there are buttons for that over here. The best way to get a hold of me is to look at the very, very left-hand toolbar. So there's that vertical toolbar in black that my mouse is circling. This is the inbox. Shoot me an email straight from here. I will give you my email address. It's a very, very long name, but you can just call me Jolie, which is my first name. Don't even worry about my last names. For whatever reason, Palomar and Canvas go by my birth certificate name, which is Jolie Crossway Van Scoik. I only ever go by Jolie Van Scoik professionally, but for whatever reason, my email has to be Crossway Van Scoik as well. I would not expect you to be able to write all of those letters, especially it's a lot of consonants. So you can just call me and address me in emails, Jolie. And the easiest thing is to hit this inbox and to send me a message through Canvas. Go straight to my email within a few minutes, and then I will see it and I will respond back to you. So if you ever need to get a hold of me, questions, just need additional support, feel free to email me at any time, and I will check my mailbox and my Canvas messages a couple of times a day, Monday through Friday. So that is kind of the course content. The only larger assignment that you have is a group project right here. Within this assignment is all of the instructions and another video from me explaining it, explaining what I want from you, explaining what the groups are, because I have changed a little bit. And then also giving you a few examples of what it might look like. So I'm not going to cover that at all in this because then this video would be way too long. So this is my group project, and there is a video and instructions on that. So go ahead and check that out, because by the end of the first week, you should have decided which group you want to be in. You are choosing your own groups. I'm not putting you in groups based on what you're interested in learning more on. You're going to choose them. All right, so that's how the class is kind of organized on Canvas, and it will always remain the same. And each week I will open more learning for you. It's important to be on weekly to see that. I'm going to show you the welcome page, which will always stay the same as well. The video will be here when I'm done recording, and I've put it on YouTube because most of my videos will be on YouTube because that's just an easy platform. You'll just be able to click on it and watch it. Here is the syllabus, which I will go over in a minute. Here's all my contact information about when I check emails. this is my email. So you could click on this and it would take you to your email, or you could copy and paste it and put it into your email. But once again, the easiest thing is to go to this left-hand toolbar that's all in black, hit inbox and shoot me a message that way. Then you don't have to worry about the email being correct. And these messages go straight to my email. This is course navigation. The easiest thing is just using the modules. Every week I will open a new module. It'll be on your homepage. You'll see it. You'll start your work on it. You'll get your course content that way. Everything kind of tries to stay the same. I try to keep it as organized as possible week after week after week so that you know it's a new week. It's Monday. I'm going to have new work to do. I had something due this morning and now a whole nother assignment is coming and you have 7 days. So I open it each Monday morning. And then you have 7 days till the next Monday to get it into me. So for example, we're in January. I've opened up your kind of mission statement that you're going to be writing, and you have 7 days until February 2nd in order to get it in, or February, whatever day it is, to get it in. I'm going to just go over the syllabus. I'm not right now going to go over I'm not going to go over the course content in it. I am going to go over what is actually important for you. The course content we will get every week when I open all of the work up for you on Canvas. So I'm just going to go over the class policies that are important, the course objectives and student learning outcomes. Feel free to read on your own time. I don't necessarily want to make this the longest video ever in history, so I'm not going to read through the entire syllabus. I am just going to read to the parts that are really important for you, which are the course policies and a little bit about the grades as well. So here is our course syllabus. You are going to get all of the course objectives as we go through the class. When I open each module each week on Canvas, you'll get that through the assignments and the course content that I provide in video and page form. But just to reiterate, this class meets Title 22 licensing regulations for directors, that along with our fall 150 class. But this is also fulfilling, this class and 150 should fulfill some of the requirements for administration, as like the site supervisor or program director child development permits. And if you don't know which one you can apply for, the best thing to do is to reach out to one of the full-time staff members. I'm more than happy to help you during office hours and can guide you in the right direction. But our full-time Dr. Laurel Anderson, Dr. Tanisa Sanchez, and Jenny Ferrero and Gina are the best people to help you actually make sure that you're applying for the right permit. So reach out to a full-time professor at Palomar for the permits. I'm more than happy to help you, but they're the ones that will guide you through the actual process. Some of you might be able to do site supervisor and some of you might be able to do program director. There's our course objectives and student learning outcomes that you're more than happy to read on your own time, and we will be fulfilling the needs of those throughout these 16 weeks. You are expected, like I've said 1,000,000 times, to get onto Canvas every week and to participate in some way. You will be missing work if you are not on at least weekly. If you are struggling with your reading and your assignments, you have COVID, your kid broke their leg, whatever it is, let me know. I don't need your whole, like every piece of information, but general, I'm having a hard time, or I have to go out of town for a funeral or whatever it is, and then I will allow you to be late, or I can give you we can just make it work if you're having a hard time particularly. What doesn't work is I haven't done any work all semester, or I'm constantly late on everything and I want to continue to be late. That doesn't work for this class. So being off for 6 weeks with no kind of communication with your professor is not typically a good way to go. Letting me know that you're having a hard time, I can work with you. I can help you get college resources so that you can be successful. We're here to kind of work for you and help you be successful in this class, but saving all of the work towards the very end, will not accept. Like you can't do 8 weeks of work in 8 days. This is a cumulative class where every week we are working together on a certain part of this class. I've gone over what plagiarism is. So if I give you an assignment and you look something up online or in a book, you need to give an in-text citation for that, where you got that information or those resources from. You can't just copy and paste somebody from the internet or a book or something like that, our plagiarism detectors on Canvas will find that, and then I'll have to have a conversation with you. If you continue to do it, minimum consequences are you can fail. The most important thing in this class is just that you give a citation of where you got that information for. So if you quoted "play is the work of the child," you would have to give that the person who actually said that quote was actually either Jean Piaget or Maria Montessori. We would accept either. There's been some controversy on who actually said that, but we would accept either. So you can't word for word copy somebody else's information from the internet or discussions. Once again, they're not a ton of them. There are just a few of them throughout the class, 0 points, intended to be professional and college kind of support for people who are looking to be in administration and management in Canvas courses. It's okay to have a disagreement or to not agree with somebody, but it's never okay to not be respectful or polite. If I ever see anything that I find is disrespectful or inappropriate or maybe shouldn't be in an online space, I will remove that post as well. Disability services, let me know. There should be a letter that I can receive from you or from disability services. If you feel that you have a disability or you need additional accommodations, please click on that link and it will help you get to disability. They can help you with test taking. They can help you with anxiety related to things, anything like that as well. I also put tutoring as well. So if you're, there's a lot of writing in this class because it's an online class. And so a big way that I can understand if you understand the class, and also for you to work through some of these topics that might be new to you, like making a plan of action or making it, job agreements, things like that, is that you're going to write them and I'm going to look at them and then I'm going to offer you feedback or something like that. So if English is your second language or you're just not feeling super confident in your writing skills, this is the site for the Writing Center and also for tutoring services. When I was a community college student, I was at MiraCosta. I used their tutoring services for math. And it was super, super helpful and it got me the support that I need. So don't feel shy or embarrassed about using those support services. They're there to help you and assist you in kind of meeting those goals. And since we are now in the pandemic, like it's so much easier. Like you can literally do it in your sweats from home, do a Zoom with a writing thing, or sometimes you can even just give them to the person and they will send it back with feedback. We have a lot of like support services that you don't necessarily have to get in your car and come to Palomar in order to use them. Important dates, it is absolutely your responsibility to drop or withdraw from this class. Those dates are more than they're up on the internet in many, many forms. They're on our social medias as well. So it is your responsibility to drop or withdraw this class. Email services, make sure that you check your Palomar student email. I will communicate with you that way. So that's the way that I can communicate with you. And also I send out announcements every week, kind of telling you what is going to happen. Those go to your Canvas and they typically go to your student email as well. The great thing about Palomar too is we have so many services. So if you're not really going to want to check, make sure that you forward it to your personal email or your work email. There's a way that you can forward student emails to work or personal emails, or just make it a habit before you get onto the class to also check your email. We have great things like we give away turkey dinners at Thanksgiving. A lot of times you'll have free tickets to like soccer events. They'll give us like a certain amount of like, I don't know what our San Diego soccer teams are, but like the professional and semi-professional ones, they'll sometimes give them to community college students, and then we'll have like, we have 100 tickets, come get them for free. We have food pantries, we have all these types of things, and they'll regularly communicate with you about all that awesome free stuff that you guys get because you are paying for a unit to be here. Make sure that you check your Canvas grades to make sure that you are getting grades. It typically takes me, so you're going to turn something in on a Monday. I don't start grading until it's due. So after it's due, then I start grading, and I typically take about 5 or 6 days because I read through everything and I offer you feedback if you need it. If you don't have a bunch of grades, you should have some feedback from me that says, I can't open this, or your link is broken, or something like that. So if you're not regularly getting grades, check your Canvas grades to make sure that you're getting feedback back from me. Remember, it takes me about 5 or 6 days to after it's due to actually get through and to kind of grade it. But make sure that you are doing that. Also, make sure that you're turning things in. If you miss a bunch of things, you're going to get zeros on them. If you're getting zeros on them, that is definitely going to start bringing your grade down. 100 of the points are those weekly assignments that you're going to be doing. You can't video record or audio or record my audio lectures unless you have an accommodation letter from disability. All of these are just for your personal education use, so you can't download any of my work and use it as your own. This is just intended for you to kind of take the place of a lecture, and you're not supposed to be copying or using any of my course content that I have created. I also don't want to be on your social media, more so when we're in person, but I wouldn't want you to video record anything that was happening in this class, our discussion posts, our assignments, our group projects. It's all designed to be on Canvas for you to be learning asynchronously together. And I don't want to see myself or other people who are not consenting to this being on your social media, which includes, but is not limited to, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. There's some new one of my kids was telling me about, and I don't need another social media in my life. So I'm looking forward to whatever this new social media is that's coming up. Content notice. For the most part, this class is not a lot of child development theory. Shocking, I know. Normally we're, deep in the theory. This class is more how to administrate those theories and make sure that your staff are doing them in your classrooms, really. So like you should know the theory really well at this point, and you're helping your staff take that theory and make it into reality. We could be covering a little bit of child abuse and violence at the very end. But it's mostly how do we protect children from violence and child abuse and things like that. But we might touch on that throughout the kind of class, so just so you know as well. Also, we have free mental health services as part of your student fee and student health fee that you pay every year when you kind of enroll in classes. You are eligible to a certain amount of free mental health support through the college. And once again, a lot of it is on Zoom. You wouldn't necessarily even have to come to campus. So know that that's available. Group projects. So you're going to have a large group project, which is worth 100 points. Half of it is a presentation and half of it is a brochure handbook. There is a whole section on the group project on Canvas that you can watch at another time. There is another quiz that will be on fiscal management, and that is 20 points, and it's about halfway through the class, and that's all you do in 1 week. So don't worry about it. It's very similar to my 150. You're going to get some information from me, and then you are just going to answer a few questions. It's not designed to be tricky or hard. It's just to help give you a little bit more information about budgets and being really fiscally responsible with our programs. It's worth 20 points, but you get a lot of information, and then you just answer questions based on that information I've given you. So nobody worry about that. There is a final written exam, once again, very similar to the 150 course. You will get them ahead of time. You'll get, I think it's 8 or 9 questions ahead of time, and then I will choose 5 of those to be like your essay written exam at the very end, and you have 4 or 5 days in order to do the final as well. So you get them ahead of time so you can prep and prepare. You know what might be on the final, and then I just choose a few of those, and then you can just cut and paste or upload your answers when the final is actually due. And then 100 of those points is these weekly online assignments. Each week I open a new module, you get new information, and you have a new 10-point assignment. That's why it's so important that you are regularly in the class. Here are all the things we're going to be learning about leadership and management and money and personnel and facilities and how to keep them clean and safe and how it is to work with family and what is supervision. So this is what we're going to be learning for the next 16 weeks tentatively. More so, it's actually not very tentative. I've already kind of got the class all figured out on Canvas for you guys as well. The next thing to do is just to read through and make sure that you have a good handle on the organization and kind of how the class is figured out on Canvas. Go ahead and check out the group project page on Canvas. There's a video from me and also some instructions. And then by the end of the first week, email me with the group that you would like to be in, because it's all about you and kind of your choice. That's how I kind of want this class to be. This is designed to support you as people who are maybe taking next steps in their journey in early childhood education, or maybe just wanting to be leaders in their classrooms, or maybe are in search of obtaining that permit. But this is a class designed to help you, help our programs, and help our children kind of be the best that they can be. All right, I'll see you guys more online. Thanks.